Welcome to the McAllen Virtual Art Walk. Before going any further, let me send a great big shout out to Angelica and to Victoria for organizing this very amazing virtual stage. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bruno Villarreal. I am board mayor across all my social medias, and that includes Facebook, Instagram, IGTV, YouTube, and I keep a super active Twitter account. Now, a little bit about myself. Yes, I was a mayor for a whole bunch of years, but I was also a mayor pro tem, city councilman, I was an alderman, I was an economic development president with director duties, I was even an interim city manager for a few months. Now, as proud as I am of those accomplishments, I'm equally proud to say that I've been a volunteer in this community of the Rio Grande Valley for over 3 decades, and I've also been a small business person for over 3 decades. Now, what does social media or the virtual world offer somebody like myself, who I'll call a late adapter? Well, about 2 years ago, I was contacted by a production company out of New York City for a national show called Border Live. Now, how did they find me? They found me on a Google search and social media. So does it work? Yes, it does. Now, what I'm here tonight to talk about is how the virtual world and social media can apply to late adapters. What's a late adapter? A late adapter is somebody who's 40 plus years old, has a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. They've lived it. They've dedicated their life and their time to their profession and or their small business. So when they offer you tidbits of information, you'd be advised to listen. Now, the drawback on a late adapter is as much knowledge as they have, they're very resistant to dive into this social media virtual world. There's lots of reasons. There's lots of insecurities. You know, some late adapters worry about privacy. Some worry about the time element. Some worry just about the complexity of being involved in social media. There's a lot to consider. And I'm here to tell the late adapters who are listening to this message, shake it off. Dive in. It works, and it works in a big way. You have to commit yourself to learn it. You have to commit yourself to make it a part of your life, and it will pay dividend. Gone are the times of the yellow pages. Gone are the times where a billboard or a magazine or television or radio. All you need in today's world is your smartphone, and with that smartphone, you can be your production company. You really can. Do you need tools? Sure you do. Now, one thing I'll tell you is that the branding professor and I have gone to different parts of the state, from San Antonio to Houston to Rio Grande Valley. We would teach classes with late adapters, and that's how we got the idea. This group of people needed some support and tools, and that's what we've dedicated ourselves to, teaching the late adapter how to use and how to leverage what they have to offer, because the social media is a great place to build integrity, to build trust, and to make connections of friendship. Connections that can mean business, but connections that can also mean community. Now, I will tell you that not all social medias are the same, and they're not made for everybody. There's so many. Let me name a few. You have Facebook, of course. You have Instagram. You have YouTube. You have TikTok. You have Pinterest. You have LinkedIn. Yes, late adapters, there are many. Now, what I've encountered before is when somebody tells me, oh no, I have social media covered. I got it. I'm on Facebook. Well, I'm here to tell you that you need more than one platform to be successful. You really, really do. If something happens in that platform, in that algorithm, which is that swinging door that allows information, then you're going to be stuck trying to scramble and figure out a way to make that one single social media work for you, when sometimes maybe it won't. So what I'm here to tell late adapters, big piece of advice is be involved in as many social media platforms as you possibly can. At least 2. Find those 2 that you like. For me personally, I love Instagram, I love IGTV, and Twitter is very, very comfortable for me. I do Facebook as well, but those are my 3 favorites. Now, I'm telling you, find the ones that work for you. And if something happens in that social media platform that doesn't allow you to express your opinions, or doesn't allow you to evolve as a social media person, then you have the other ones to fall back on. Now, the last part of my discussion this evening is what I call the great pivot. That's the time we're living right now. COVID-19 and this global pandemic has changed the way society lives and how society communicates. This little square box in that lens isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Now you have Zoom meetings and you have communication through social media. Don't fool yourself. During lockdowns, you had people that were involved in social media still conducting business. My wife bought a car online on social media. It happened. Why? Because those are the avenues that were open, and those are the avenues that grew and allowed themselves to become a part of our society. So late adapters, don't hold back any longer. This is the perfect time. Let me tell you why it's the perfect time. If people were involved in social media before, they're having to reinvent themselves to the changing climate in today's world, which it means it's the perfect time for you to dive in and get involved in the game. Does it pay dividends? If you put in the time, if you put in the effort, yes, it will. So there you have it. The virtual world, the social media world, as it applies to late adapters. Now, if you need to reach me, you can find me right here. I am Border Mayor. Direct message me and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. One last time, a big thank you to the McAllen Virtual Art Walk, to Angelica, and to Victoria. We'll see you next time.